how to develop and link flexibility and strength. A lot of our practices involve one or the other, but the safest and most effective way to grow as a practitioner of movement is through linking strength and flexibility. Without strength, a lot of what happens is our joints go out of place, we get a lot of overstretching and injuries. Without flexibility, we get a lot of tearing of the muscles because we try to go into places through heat and exertion, but don't have the flexibility later, noticing that through tears and exertion of painful areas or pinched nerves, things can happen. So this is about helping you to understand that everything is a yin and yang, light and dark, it's all connected. With that being all connected, we are going to work flexibility and strength, a little bit of fascia work in a few segments of the body like back bends, splits, and all-encompassing flow and hips. So let's get started with our hips today. It's for those people that have been practicing a while, but there is also the room for beginners to start to work into this. We are going to start with a movement of the lizard, okay? So the lizard is going to start here in this position, okay? If you need, grab blocks. From here, you're going to bounce it out 20. 1, 2. With that bouncing, scissor your legs together, okay? At all times, keep your legs scissored. Don't open up like this or rotate the foot. And you'll bounce out 20, keeping your chest up and lifted, okay? From there, you're just going to simply switch your legs and do 20 on the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5. So a little bouncing work in the fascia, opening up the hips. Now bear in mind that you could be in this bent movement but still lift up your chest, working into the hips, keeping no rotation in the feet, and squeezing the scissoring of the legs, very, very important, to 20. Now, from here, we're going to utilize a little bit of hip floating strength, okay? Some of you will need to jump, some of you will have the flotation available. So coming back into your lizard, I'll show you the jump first, and we'll do 10 reps, okay? And I'll show you the floating. So the jump will look like this. So you will jump, come down, 1. Jump, come down, 2. So now we're getting a dynamic movement to create flexibility. So each time we jump, we open up a little more. So my feet started about here, and now when I jump, they're stretching out further here, keeping that straight back in alignment. Now for the floaters, you're going to start like this. Wrap your arms straight, arm scapula straight. Okay, so we don't want to be sinking here down. Want to wrap in, fingers spread, gecko hands. So not this movement, external rotation of the shoulder, working straight arm scapula strength for inversions, okay? So for the floating, you've got 2 options. You have one where you float through like this, and if you want a little bit extra, you can do a tap float through. So it's going to look like this, tap float through. Okay, so it's up to you, 10 repetitions. You're going to start to find burn and heat. It's going to work your core, which is very important. One thing people don't understand, they ask me how to get a strong core. Every movement I do, I utilize core. Even in my integrated arms, this one's not integrated and this one's integrated. Watch my core activate with the integration. So you can see, simply by going in a position like this, there's no actual real movement except activation of the arm. I have integration. So now we're going to come down into pigeon, okay? So with pigeon, you'll come down, either you will have your feet horizontal, okay, to the mat here, or, let me show you the other side, horizontal, okay, or if you're a little less flexible, you're going to have your foot down further towards your groin. Now you're not going to lean out to the side, okay, you're going to lean straight on our hip, okay. So find your placement. I would suggest tuck your toe so you don't have the ankle rotation unless you're strong enough to be aware of that. Okay, so I'm going to put my foot a little bit out further. This is where I need to be to find the best source of strength and flexibility. Scissoring the legs together, so this scissor action, up nice and tall. Firstly, for level 1, put your fingers down, body facing straight forward, lifting up. 1, 2, by squeezing your legs together and scissoring your legs. 3, don't let your ankle roll out. 4, all the way to 10. Now, if you're up another level, hands in prayer, scissoring. 1, 2, 3, okay? All the way to 10. And then what you will do is you would do exactly the same on each side. Bear in mind one side will be less open than the other, so take your time, be gentle. Don't do more on one side, that might be better. Rotate your hip down, so we don't want this look, and we don't want this look or this look. Belly button to spine, ribs and hip bones connected. Up tall, 1, 2, very fine movement, or hands down, 1, 2, okay? This is going to give you great activation and strength in the hips. Now from there, these are all drills for you to do. I'm going to sit in right angle, so it's going to look like this, a right angle and a right angle here. So, and you can see from the side, right angle, right angle. Now we're going to activate the strength in our hip, okay? You're going to sit up nice and tall. For level 1, you're going to put your hands down and you're going to lift up your leg and down. Lift up and down. For level 2, hands here. Try as best possible not to lean too far. You will lean a little bit. Lift up tall through your belly button to spine, facing the leg, and activating the feet on the knife edge, pushing in like you were pushing against a wall, shoulders down, smile and dial, and 1, 2, 3. Try it when you come down, feet and knee together. 4. This is going to be a great activation for hip flexor strength. It's going to be very great when you're working into your presses. It's going to be very important for when you are working on your hips, such as straddle, to bring strength into it so you don't overstretch. Now that we're fairly warm, coming into your double pigeon, here it is. For some of you, you may be sitting up here, okay? It's going to take time. So if you're sitting up here, I would suggest just staying in this position and sitting, okay? Knife edges of the feet down, okay? Your foot is over your knee, and you're pushing against the wall always, so you're not relaxing off like this. This doesn't protect the knee. It's quite dangerous, and you could end up with knee issues. So get comfortable in this position, okay? Firstly, starting here, have your block underneath. If you're just working on flexibility, stay there alone. Now, from here, we've got 2 strength exercises, okay? I'll show you one on each way of crossing the leg, and you will do 5 to 10 reps. This will be up to you. The first one is like a Lotus press, but it's a Lotus press. From here, you're going to place your hands down either on blocks or on the floor, and you're going to lift up and down, okay? Lift up and down, okay? Trying to keep that foot off the ground as well. At first you might start like this, then as you get stronger, you're going to be able to lift that up also. Now we're not bringing it too much to our core yet, that's the next one, okay? It's just starting. So this is just a pigeon press first, just to understand before we go into a Lotus press what it feels like, okay? Because we need to have strength and flexibility, and sometimes doing it in Lotus we don't have that capability. So you'll come to the double pigeon on the other side, okay? And this one, you're going to sit up tall, you're going to lean back. After you've done both on both sides, the next exercise is bringing your double pigeon into your chest and extending up tall and holding, just simply holding here. Now it looks easy, but it's not, okay? Now if you want to, you can wrap your hands or your wrists, or you can grab underneath, whichever is better for you. And you're going to work on about 30 seconds to a minute hold, okay? Because static holds, isometric contractions are very, very important for the growth and flexibility of one's body. Now after that, we have the Lotus, as I mentioned. So we're going to come into our Lotus, whichever position, left leg on top or right leg on top. Now exactly the same movement as before. I'm going to expand on it. First you're going to wrap your arms and you're going to lift up just like a Lolasana press. To make it easier, stay tall and lift up. Okay? To make it a little harder, lean forward, chest forward, connect it to your thighs, stay low and lift up, connecting through pressing your legs into your chest. Okay? It's going to involve a lot of external rotation, power through integrated arms, and then belly button to spine, hip flexors into hip sockets to lift up. Okay? So there'll be about 5 presses either way. Open like this, and as you get stronger, you will do presses and they'll look like this. 1, whoops, let's go again. And it's easy to fall. So 1, coming down, 2, coming down. And you can see it's really hard work. It's really natural to fall, and that's a part of the journey too. Get back up and try again. No one's perfect. And the perfect practices you see have a lot of those oops moments where someone will fall down. After that, make sure you do both sides, okay? I'll just swap over, keeping equality even when I'm teaching. And you're going to learn to sit here and either lift up here, keeping nice and tall, and going down for 10 repetitions. It's actually really intense. Up tall and down. So from the side, it doesn't look like this, okay? It looks like this. Up tall and down. Up tall and down. Now why are we doing this? Because we're going to have a very fun lift. From here we're going to wrap our arms, going to come up tall, and we're going to lift up and then crunch in, okay? And then come down with control. So wrapping your arms, pushing down to lift up, pulling belly button to spine, connecting ribs to hips, shoulders down, chest is open. You're going to lift up, belly button to spine again, then your ribs connect even further to your hips to pull with your hip bones into your hip sockets, your legs up into your core. So step 1 here, step 2 here. Coming down in exactly the same, okay? So you're really going to feel it, but it's a lot of fun and it will definitely help in the long run building these types of strength movements, okay? Now just to add a few on for hips to play around, I would suggest playing around 2 more drills. The first one will be a little L-sit work, so working on doing an L-sit, lifting up, okay? 1 leg, 2 legs, 1 leg, 2 legs, down. That's 1. Again, 1 leg, 2 legs, 1 leg, 2 legs, down. Okay, it's really going to help with the integration of your hip flexibility. From there, that would be about 5 repetitions swapping each side lead. Coming up into your bridge, nice stretch of the shoulders after all this work. Flying your bottom back, not touching the ground, through your hips, wrapping your arms, pulling your legs now into your hip socket and coming up into your L-sit. Coming back, 1. Again, coming down, belly button to spine, hips connect to the ribs, pulling back, and watch me glide back. Now watch me pull my legs back before I lift up into my hip sockets. You can start with 1 leg off and then do the other side too. I would suggest 5 to 10 reps. So these are a lot of drills for your hips, so pick a few each day and test them out and grow them as well. And the last one, for a little bit of glute activation, which is part of your bigger hip area, you're going to sit down here in this position. You're going to grab your leg out to the side and you're going to do pistol squats up via the side, okay? Here. And then coming back down, okay? activate because you have to come up with your core through your glute muscle push up, and you have to extend out onto the straight leg, trying to keep a nice strong core before coming down. And I would suggest 5 legs each side. What you will see, like even with me, this leg is a little bit less comfortable in the position. I have to work a lot harder on this side. So the unilateral work is building the equality and more strength and understanding of my body, because when one side is weaker than the other, holding the other up, that also limits your abilities to grow, increases your chances to injuries as well, and difficulties in your body. So this is day 1. Write your drills down, have some fun, and let the good times of strength and flexibility, the yin and yang of movement, flow together. Namaste.